Hello everybody, welcome to the Tombstone Tourist channel. I'm Scott Stanton, your host for today. And today we are going to honor the genius that was Django Reinhardt. Now, who is Django? He was a pioneering Belgian-born Romani guitarist and composer who became one of the most influential figures in European jazz. After a caravan fire in 1928 that severely injured his left hand, leaving two fingers partially paralyzed, he developed a groundbreaking technique that allowed him to solo using primarily just two fingers, thus creating a fluid, fiery style that redefined jazz guitar. In the 1930s, he co-founded the Quintette du Hoc Club de France with violinist Stéphane Grappelli. Pioneering the all-string format and establishing what became known as Gypsy jazz, the group was among the first to play jazz that featured the guitar as the lead instrument. Reinhardt recorded in France with many visiting American musicians, including the legendary Coleman, Hawkins, and Benny Carter. Now, Reinhardt composed enduring standards such as Minor Swing, Daphne, Belleville, Swing 42. And the interesting thing, though, is during World War II, he continued performing across occupied Europe. And after the war was done, he toured the United States, even performing with the legendary Duke Ellington in 1946. Now, in his final recordings made with Nouvelle Quintette, in the last few months and weeks of his life, he began moving into a new musical direction in which he assimilated the vocabulary of bebop and fused it with his own melodic style. Now, as we make our way through the cemetery to his final resting place, it's really interesting to know that his son, Babik, his brother, Joseph, and others in the family all became guitar players. Now, they never achieved the level of Django, but they were absolutely, completely talented and excellent musicians in their own right. Some of them recording, some of them not, some just preferred to play live, but they're all buried here as a family. It's interesting to note, according to Roma custom, 3 days after Django's death in Samon-sur-Seine, his wife Nagin piled all of his clothes, treasured Selmer guitar, and sundry and other possessions, struck a match, and sent his worldly goods up in flames. This was the custom. All I can think of is how much that Selmer guitar would go for today. Later in life, Django and his family moved to 3 Rue de Bas-Samo with his wife Nguyen and young son Babik. And this was, about 5, 6, 7 years before he passed away. And allegedly, historians have said that Reinhardt passed out and fell while having a morning cup of tea at a cafe called Albert d'Ile, also known as Chez Fernand. Now, excuse me for my horrible French, but that's pretty close. And he was taken to a hospital at nearby Fontainebleau. He died having never gained consciousness, and the cause was listed as a stroke, and he was only 43 years old. What is disputed is whether Django collapsed at his doorstep to his home, or if he passed out and fell while having a morning cup of tea. Some say he was returning from a gig in Paris. Other reports say that it took a doctor a full day to reach the stricken musician. Nobody really knows for sure. If you want more information and you want to learn more about his jazz technique and some of his music, come to the Tombstone Tourist, and I have all of that stuff on the website, including exact location of his grave. Until then, I'm Scott Stanton, the original Tombstone Tourist, and I'll see you on the road.